This is WENY News.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Thanks so much for clicking on the webcast. I'm Ross DeMattei. Here's the latest from WENY News and the Star-Gazette. An Elmira man who was convicted in 2011 on multiple counts related to a kidnapping has lost an appeal to overturn his conviction. According to our media partner, the Star-Gazette, William A. Brooks was convicted by a Chemung County court jury on charges of second-degree attempted robbery, petty larceny, and attempted criminal possession of a controlled substance. A grand jury also charged Brooks and Devin King of Corning with a kidnapping of a woman in July of 2010. They say the two men forced the victim into Brooks's car and drove her to her Southport apartment, where she was threatened and held while the two men stole from her. But Brooks was found not guilty of second-degree kidnapping. Brooks appealed his conviction to the Supreme Court Appellate Division, but they ruled the evidence was legally sufficient. Brooks is currently out on parole. New York State Police are kicking off a new campaign that should have teen drivers on their best behavior. The Empty Chair Driving Safety Campaign is aimed at minimizing crashes involving teen drivers. The empty chair symbolizes the missing high school seniors on graduation day. The campaign will enforce laws such as speeding in school zones, seatbelt and cell phone use, and underage drinking and impaired driving. State Police will be out in marked and unmarked cars all this week for the Empty Chair campaign. An alarming number of New Yorkers have been hospitalized this month because of synthetic weed use. Now Governor Cuomo is issuing a health alert warning to try and stop the trend. 160 New Yorkers have been admitted to the hospital in the past 2 weeks because of synthetic marijuana. That's according to the governor. The sale and possession of the drug, also known as Spice or K2, has been banned in New York since 2012. Users of synthetic weed typically suffer from symptoms such as anxiety, nausea, seizures, and hallucinations. Finally, on Friday, we told you about an organization called Together One Cornell that raised over $10,000 for residents affected by last week's Chapter House fire in Ithaca. Well, it turns out they weren't the only organization raising money to help victims. 5 separate fundraisers have raised nearly $28,000 combined. The money will help displaced residents, workers affected by the fire, and to rebuild the buildings that were lost in the blaze. These fundraisers are ongoing, and to find out how to donate, you can head to our website, WENY.com. Now here's meteorologist Craig Flint with today's forecast. Hey, Craig.
Hey there, Ross. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being on the webcast here with us after a great weekend, right? I mean, just super weather. Today, we're still mild in the 60s. The trade-off being we have some wet weather moving through the first half of the day and then again later today. And it's that wet weather that coming up later today that could have a round of thunder with it and some strong gusty wind and maybe even the potential for a little bit of hail with thunderstorms that come through later today. Cold front comes through. Initially, it's a warm front this morning, so that's going to put us in the warm sector. So 68, I think, is a good number for today, but a notable southeast wind, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Some of the higher elevations could see gusts to near 40. So we take a look at first warning satellite and Doppler radar. This right here is your warm front moving through, this kind of arm that you see right here. That is lifting its way through, kind of pivoting its way through right now. And then we look to the south and west, and that's where we have a little bit of a lull. This area right in here, I think that's what will be over us for the afternoon. So a little bit of sunshine. And that's going to tend to work on the atmosphere and destabilize it or recharge it, if you will. We have a lot of low-level moisture and the sun kind of heating that low-level moisture. That moisture starts to rise and it condenses into clouds. And as the cold front, which is back here, comes through, it will tap into some wind energy in the atmosphere. And that will produce a line of showers, some thunder, some squally type weather for a little while late this afternoon, early this evening. The potential is there, not a certainty, but the potential is there for a line of thunderstorms to produce some gusty wind and a little bit of hail. So let's time it out for you with future track at noon. Steadiest of the rain shifting its way to the north and east. That is this morning's batch of rain. Then we get into the afternoon, and I think a little bit of sunshine should occur. But watch as we head into the late afternoon, early evening. Here we are at 5, a couple of scattered showers, and then watch this yellow kind of flash up right there. That's your line of thunderstorms moving through with the potential for some gusty wind and a little bit of hail. That threat through the early evening, scattered showers overnight, southeasterly winds Again, pretty notable today and in through early this evening, but the wind speed should start to diminish as we head through late tonight. Tuesday, cooler air starts to filter in. I think we'll only be near 60 on Tuesday with some scattered showers moving through. And then we get into Wednesday and look to the west. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Hard to believe we're talking about the chance for a little bit of snow. No accumulation, but I guess it's just the principle of it. We just had a great weekend, right? And now we're talking about the chance for some snow coming up, I think Wednesday night into Thursday, and mainly over the higher elevations. 7-day forecast, and it turns cooler as we round out the week and pretty unsettled right through Thursday. Ross?
All right, thanks, Craig. Well, for the latest news, weather, and sports, be sure to watch WENY News at noon, 5:30, 6, and 11. And don't forget to pick up a copy of today's Star Gazette. I'm Ross DiMattei. Have a great Monday, everyone.